Good morning. An old elementary school was closed and torn down in 2017 for a redevelopment project. There are now new updates and construction is ready to begin. Find out what is coming and when this development will take place.
Plus, state officials are sending out money to Indiana taxpayers starting next month due to a big jump in state tax collections helped by the federal COVID-19 relief funding. See how much and when you are expected to receive your money.
And we are timing out the temperatures for Easter weekend. Find out what you can expect and how that will affect your plans. Our weather team times out the holiday forecast. Get the coffee ready and open those eyes. You're waking up with Cardinal
Ball State
Weather.
Unified Media, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, live from the Ball State Weather Center.
Good Friday morning to you. You're waking up with Cardinal Weather. I'm Catherine Segal.
And I'm Madeline Kerr. Now, today we begin this morning with new updates on a housing development in Muncie.
Construction on Storer Estates in Storer Woods Park will begin on May 1st.
Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenour said Wednesday that engineering is finished and construction is set to begin on the former elementary school property. In 2017, the former Storer Elementary School was closed and demolished with the plan of a housing development. The redevelopment project will include 34 new lots with hopes to put homes on them. The area will also include a park and an 8-foot wide walking path with a dry retention pond that will also have walking paths.
There'll be a lot of earth moving at the first because the main thing we're wanting to solve early on is we're wanting to help solve and work on those drainage issues in and around that area, not just where Storer Estates are going to be. We're putting in a number of new inlets and we expect for it to improve.
You can see right there that workers have already started preparing for construction. According to city officials, the contract has work finishing at the end of the year, but that may change depending on various factors. A free early literacy program for children at the Mering Hunt Library branch of Muncie Public Library is beginning to expand. The Ready Readers program provides free 30-minute sessions to help kids improve their reading skills.
What originally started as a pre-kindergarten reading program for schools on the south side of Muncie has now expanded its reach to include more age ranges. And now they're looking for volunteers. I spoke to Katie Lehman, the Ready Readers supervisor, who explained what the program is and how she hopes to expand it. Fun games and play. That is what the Ready Readers program at the Muncie Public Library uses to teach their children how to read.
I always love coming to work, but there are those days where there's those moments that just make it that much sweeter.
The Ready Readers program serves 38 to 40 students, but Lehman said there are hundreds of students in Muncie that need help.
We just can't serve everybody that needs the help, and so we're trying to get more people to be able to do what we do.
To find more people, the Ready Readers program is starting a literacy tutor training series to help get more volunteers that can work with kids.
Now, we're looking to train people to take what we do in this program and then get it out.
And one Muncie local has a special role in helping her community.
Through being a Muncie local and coming to work here, I kind of know the community a little bit on a more personal level.
Barkdale uses her knowledge of the Muncie community to work toward a common goal.
We like to, do what we can to make a difference in any way.
The Ready Readers program provides services Monday through Friday for children ranging from 2 years old to 5th grade. Plans to move upstairs in the next couple of months to allow for more room and additions like a comfy corner, a parent chill-out station, and a sensory-friendly space. They are not stopping there. They are planning to start their program in Illinois and eventually more of the Midwest. Lehman said she hopes they can become a national program one day.
Muncie is home to the largest recreation trail in Indiana, the Cardinal Greenway. Many bike riders use that path and others like it. One of those runs alongside South Cohen Road by Ivy Tech Community College on the southwest end of Muncie, but there's an obstruction in the way that hinders pedestrians from crossing it. That's a railroad crossing, which is in the middle of one of the paths. This can be dangerous for people using the trails, but this issue is harder to fix than it may seem. Although it can be expensive, more than just bikers could be at risk.
It can cause big issues. You certainly don't want any part of a wheelchair getting stuck in the tracks.
And two women who opened doors, broke barriers, and continue to inspire will now be forever memorialized with statues on the grounds of the U.S. Capitol. Former U.S. Supreme Court Justices Sandra Day O'Connor and the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg will have statues near the old Supreme Court chamber in the Senate wing of the Capitol. O'Connor was the first woman to serve on the High Court. She was on the court for a quarter of a century. Both O'Connor and Ginsburg consistently delivered progressive votes on divisive social issues, including abortion rights, same-sex marriage, voting rights, and affirmative action. Statues of the two iconic justices will join a few that depict female pioneers at the Capitol.
For over 20 years, one Muncie animal shelter has been home to many animals waiting on their forever homes. They have the opportunity for members of the community to come and play with the animals and possibly find their new best friend.
And NewsLink Indiana's Angelica Gonzalez had the chance to walk through the shelter.
Animal Rescue Fund is a shelter that creates homes for those furry friends. Jenny Burkett, vet assistant, has been part of ARF for 10 years now.
The atmosphere, really. I love the cats and I love what I do here, making a difference. Like, I wake up and I know that, there's a mission to achieve with getting these cats adopted and just advocating for them.
Burkett makes a difference daily by making sure each cat is taken care of. People of Muncie can make a difference by donating or more.
Here on the ARF campus, even when we're not open, we have our administration building and there's a patio deck and there's a bright blue teal bench, and we always say you can always drop it off there. And
ARF accepts donations from pet food to old towels to even trash bags. Donations can be dropped off at ARF campus or dropped off at ARF thrift store in Yorktown.
We do. We have a lot of little unique things about us here, and that's why I love it.
In Muncie, Angelica Gonzalez, NewsLink Indiana.
If you are interested in donating or adopting a cat or dog, you can go to www.munciearf.com to learn more about adoption or how you can give back to the animal community.
Taxpayers will get a payout starting next month. It's part of the automatic taxpayer refund law. State officials will send out $125 payments starting in May. People who have filed their 2021 income tax returns and provided bank account information will get the refunds first. Other checks will be mailed out beginning at the end of July. The timeline for their payouts is several months longer than the state government originally planned. The payments are coming from a big jump in state tax collections, helped by federal COVID-19 relief funding.
Elon Musk could be the new face of Twitter. Musk, the CEO of Tesla, has offered to buy all of the remaining shares he doesn't own of Twitter. He currently owns 9.9% stake in the company. Last week, he turned down an offer to be part of the company's board. Musk offered to pay $54.20 per share. That would value the company at more than $43 billion. The offer is 38% higher than the closing price of shares at the start of April. Musk said if he took over Twitter, they would need to go private in order to make adjustments. And now, speaking of Elon Musk, obviously he has a lot to do with space, and there's a big thing happening in the night sky this weekend. There's going to be a pink moon.
Okay, and I didn't even know about this pink moon, but apparently it happens yearly?
Yeah, it happens around spring, and I know I'm really excited to see it. I'm definitely getting my telescope out tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night.
I'm going to keep an eye out for that moon.
Trying to see what's going on. But hopefully those skies stay clear so we can get a nice viewing of that pink moon.
Yeah.
But we'll have to turn to Ryan to see what it's going to look like. Ryan?
Yeah, that's right. It looks definitely clear outside. Oh. I saw that moon in that hanging low in that eastern sky. All right. So basically, what we've got here, those kind of cool conditions were definitely helped by that clear sky. That moon was hanging bright. It was actually almost eerie. But the other big headline is the wind. And we've got a wind advisory in effect until noon. It's still kind of blowing around in the northeast section of our viewing area. So Muncie through Portland through Winchester, definitely hold on to your hats out there. And then the other element of our forecast, we're going to have to watch out for how we keep the skies clear or not, depending upon these showers that are making their way out of Illinois. And so, in my full forecast, we're going to time out how long those winds last. We've got some chilly weather as well as some clear skies to begin your Easter. And then we're watching perhaps some rain chances to squeeze out a happy Easter in between. All that and more in my full forecast.
Thanks, Ryan. Residents of a small town in Minnesota are picking up the pieces after a tornado damaged nearly every building. That includes the mayor's childhood home where her 94-year-old mother was living.
She survived the tornado. Now she and her daughter are organizing efforts to get food and drinks to people cleaning up. Megan Zempel tells their story of survival.
Pretty sad. I've been there 72 years.
This is what's left of Nora Kiefer's home, a place loaded with memories.
All my children were born there. I have 10 children, and they were all born there.
The garage is gone, the house unlivable. Yet this 94-year-old still finds a way to smile a day after suffering a major loss.
Well, I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Norma's daughter Mary is actually the mayor of this town of roughly 65 people. It's been a tough experience for the entire community.
The worst thing is we probably lost 8 to 10 homes, 8 to 10 structures that probably won't be able to be repaired.
Including her childhood home. She says the outpouring of support has been overwhelming.
Everybody's helping us to just dig out right now and make a plan. Everyone tells me they are committed to starting over. They're staying here. We're committed to our town.
Teope is in for months of cleanup. The devastation can be felt by everyone. From cars overturned, this RV as well. This house resembles a dollhouse. The front of it has been ripped off. But through it all, what matters most is lives not lost. Norma says she is here today because she was able to make it to her daughter's house in time.
It's a miracle that everybody lived through this. Because if I stayed in my home, I wouldn't be here.
Just ahead, what you can do to help your mental health.
That's after your weather now.
Welcome back. The time is currently 8:12 and we're looking at a live shot of campus.
A new study says even a small amount of physical activity can help lower the risk of depression. The study was published this week in the journal JAMA Psychiatry. It looked at 15 different studies to figure out how much exercise is needed to reduce depression. The study found the benefits are strongest when a person adds even a small amount of physical activity into their day-to-day life. They recommend adults do at least 75 minutes of fast walking each week. According to their findings, that amount of exercise reduces the risk of depression by 18%.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved its first COVID-19 breath test. The agency says the test spots chemical compounds associated with COVID infection and can give results in less than 3 minutes. It is made to be used in medical offices and mobile testing sites and is about the size of a piece of carry-on luggage. A study found the breathalyzer accurately identified positive samples more than 91% of the time and negative samples nearly 100% of the time. But the FDA still advises patients to confirm positive results with a PCR test.
Severe weather is wreaking havoc in the Chicago area. Rain poured down through the day on Wednesday. Some parts of the city saw winds up to 45 miles per hour. A few trees were reported down, and a building that was under construction collapsed. No injuries have been reported.
This past week, we have seen just about every season with snow, rain, sun, and crazy winds. But what is it doing in the rest of the country? Hunter.
Yes, so actually it's going to be some showers in the Midwest, but it's going to be a pretty dry season for the spring. So let's look at our national current temperatures. It is currently 13 degrees in Billings, 37 degrees in Seattle, but if you go towards the Midwest and East Coast, it's warmer with 48 currently in Muncie and 54 in New York. Now looking at today's highs, it will be warmer in our region area with 66, but look at Dallas, it's going to be 83 degrees. but 27 in Billings, in which it won't even be up to regular 32 degrees. Looking at tomorrow's highs, it's going to be more chillier in our region, but farther south it'll be warmer. Now looking at the jet stream, it's going to stay consistent for us, so we will have average temperatures, while in the plains it will have more warmer, definitely more aggressive temperatures wise. And then looking into our current watches and warnings, we have red flags in Texas, which means due to the relative humidity and the winds, we will have chances of producing some strong fires perhaps if they are sparked. While over here we have hard freeze watches and warnings due to those cold temperatures that I mentioned earlier. And again, with temperatures, we are at 21 days until summer, so I am looking into those really good temperatures and to enjoy the outdoors.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to see those spring and summer temperatures
Yes,
finally
me
coming
too.
in. And it looks like, the spring's going to be looking up. In just a moment, we have a full breakdown of 3 IHSAA softball matchups tonight.
That's after a message from Mints.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
Welcome back to Cardinal Weather. I'm Caleb Zuver.
And I'm Bryce Dimsevich. Today, we are here to break down some high school softball matchups happening tonight that you should look out for.
That's right, Bryce. All these matchups are local, so it's a great way for you at home to go out and attend these games. Let's get into game one, Bryce. We have Newcastle taking on Shenandoah. What are you looking for in this one?
Well, Newcastle's coming in at 1-2, and there's two standouts for me in this game. Hannah Essert's a senior. She's been batting at a .600 and has hit 2 home runs in just those 3 games so far. She's been playing great softball. And the other standout for me is junior Maddie Moffitt. She's been pitching and hitting very well. After giving up 9 runs against Rushville, she kind of rebounded very well against Connersville, only allowing 3 hits, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts, which puts her ERA at 3.23. And on top of that, she's batting at a .545 and has a home run herself. Now, what do you got for Shenandoah?
I'm going to take Shenandoah in this one. Emma Wittenberg gives them the best chance to win if she's on the mound. She's got a 3.07 ERA. She's going to have to be pitching and playing and doing pretty well if they want to have a chance to win this one. But their catcher, Alyssa Allen, kind of leads the team, kind of holds things down behind the plate. She has a .435 batting average with a .480 on base percentage. So she's kind of the leader, kind of gets things going for them. We'll see how that matchup turns out. We move to the second game. Yorktown, they will take on the Monroe Central Golden Bears. And what are you looking for in this one?
For Yorktown, they're 2-0, and they've got 2 key players. Ava McNally and Alana Jones are the standouts. Ava McNally's a sophomore who's been vibing around a .667 batting average with 4 hits, and of those 4 hits, she's gotten 4 RBIs as well as scoring 2 runs herself. But Alana Jones is the amazing softball player so far with a .429 batting average with 4 runs, 4 RBIs, and 3 runs herself. And of those 3 runs, 2 of them been home runs. She's playing great on the offensive side, but in those 2 games, she's pitched 7 innings, allowing no hits, 1 walk, and 13 strikeouts. She's playing great. What do you got?
Yeah, so for Monroe Central, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to compete against a team like this, but they're going to have to rely on Tara Cheshire. She pitches a lot. She kind of does everything for this team. She has a .888 batting average and a .667 on base percentage. So no errors in the field as well. So she kind of does everything for this team. They're going to need her to play well. But in the end, I do think it's probably a little too much to overcome. I say Yorktown probably takes this one. And we move to our last matchup here. It's Shelbyville. Really good matchup here. Shelbyville and Delta. Bryce, this one's going to be a fun one.
Absolutely. Shelbyville's coming in at 5-1, ranked 5th in 4A according to Max Preps. They've had some good impressive wins against Seymour, Jennings County, and Bloomington North, and their only loss has come to a really good Columbus North side. It was a close match. They only lost 2-0. Now I've got two standout players there, Kylie Edwards and Cheyenne Eads. Kylie's a junior, and she's been batting at a 5.71 with 12 hits and 12 runs, 9 RBIs, and 1 home run. And of those 12 hits, she's only been to the plate 21 times, so she's getting hits most of the time she gets to the plate. And Cheyenne Eads is the real standout there. She's the star. She's been pitching 27 innings so far with a 1.30 ERA and a 4-1 record. And in those 5 games, she's only allowed 15 hits, 6 runs, 15 walks, and 35 strikeouts.
Wow.
Very impressive. Now, how about for you? What do you got?
Yeah, so for Delta, I think they can pull off the upset in this one. They're a really good team as well. Very high-powered offense. They're averaging almost 8 runs a game, and they're led by a two-headed monster in Sydney Strobel and Mia Ramsey. These two players have combined for 29 RBIs so far through their 7 games, so I think they're going to have to look through them to kind of get things going for them. But it's going to be a really exciting matchup, Bryce. These are two really good teams in the area, and I think it should be really, really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of really solid teams that are competing tonight, and hopefully the weather can help them out with some of those dry conditions.
Exactly. That's right, Bryce. Ryan, we are going to be seeing good weather going into these matchups tonight.
Yeah, not too bad out there right now. Clear skies as we see things, but we're definitely going to have to watch out for maybe some showers. They're probably going to be on the later side of those games, so I think maybe we'll be able to get off scot-free. But for our current temperatures, definitely mid-40s to upper 40s around the area. But as we take a look at those clear skies that we were just talking about, we do have something to look ahead to, because we have a little weak low pressure system working its way through northern Illinois. And I think we do have a little bit of a chance to eke out some showers, mainly later on tonight. But overall, here's what we're dealing with the jet stream. We've got a little bit of a dip in that jet stream again as we work our way towards the end of the week. But back before, you saw that right here? Hang on a second. What's this we got here? We got a ridge of high pressure working its way into our area. That's going to maybe squeeze out a nice happy Easter. So for today, we're definitely doing pretty well. I think with these clear skies out the door, we've got that 64 looking pretty well. And then we move on to tonight where we've got that shower chance. I'm thinking, again, those games not too bad. We probably will only see those happen right when you're done watching your late night shows, really. So gusty winds definitely still a headline, probably much less. So we'll definitely have to watch the way those softballs fly, and our chance of rain kind of around 40%. And watching this, timing it all out, we see kind of some of the heavier stuff arrive really, just like I said, right at the end of our late night shows. It kind of gets a little bit more heavily populated towards late night hours, and then we start to clear as we make our way into the morning, and that's our next headline. We're going to have to deal with maybe the threat of some chilly weather as far as lows are concerned. I've got a low of 29 for Sunday morning, so definitely plan accordingly if you have those early Easter morning plans, headed to church. I know it's a big, huge day in the Christian tradition, but you've also got a very nice day ahead. So my pick days really are definitely Easter Sunday, and even maybe a little bit Wednesday before we get those chances of showers into the forecast again.
Well, thank you, Ryan. And in just a moment, a new arrival coming to the Cincinnati Zoo.
And we are breaking down the science of how bomb cyclones form. That's after your weather now.
From the heart of Ball State to the heart of your community, NewsLink Indiana brings you local and state news you care about. We pride ourselves with giving you the most reliable news coverage, stories that affect you, linking you to the community each night on air and online. NewsLink Indiana, bringing news to the heart of your community.
Welcome back. The current time is 8:25 and you're taking a live look outside at Ball State's campus. Now, bigger storms can cause more intense weather to happen, usually over the Pacific coast, that can move more inland.
That's right. One of those forms of severe weather is bomb cyclones. Eric Seibor has here this morning breaking down the science of bomb cyclones.
Yeah, thank you. Well, bomb cyclones are a big deal, and this usually starts out with this little low right here. Let's say this little friend right here. This system will begin this to form. And unfortunately, this will bring some trouble as we head later on. Starting in step number 2 of cold air streaming from north. At this point, we start getting a cold front being developed. There's a separate warm from cold air, and the warm front, which does separate warm from cold air as well, but they're flipped as there's cold air on the front side system and warmer air on the back side system. And let's say this is now in Oklahoma. Now we're getting warm Gulf moisture streaming in. At this point, this brings in some precipitation being formed along that cold front. And the system begins to mature. This system now begins to form a line of storms. As warmer moisture keeps streaming for north, and the colder begins rapidly on the low. And at this point, storms begin to fire up, and the cold front begins to move a little faster. And at this point, we start getting, let's say it's now in Iowa or Illinois. At this point, it's bringing some severe weather to portions of the area. And at this point, it's still not a big deal, but by the time the system begins to occlude, and step number 4, this is where it really starts to get really bad, as the cold front catches up with the warm front. And the cold front is usually moving for 20 to 30 miles per hour. The warm front moves a little slower. And with the cold front actually moving faster, this does not help the warm front very much, as now the cold fronts move a little faster. And you'll see little purple triangles in semicircles. You're wondering, what the heck is that? And this actually represents where we have occlusion. And this is occlusion front. This is have neither warm or cold air, just messy weather. And with the warm atmosphere running into that, this can help develop heavy snow and rain on the backside of this low. And also along the front, we start getting more of that severe weather as, again, this cold front becomes more stronger in nature. And at this point, it's bringing lots of havoc to let's say, the deep south. Meanwhile, those heavy snows continue to form off to our northwest. And by the time to step number 5, now our cold front, warm front, and the cold front has abandoned our low. As our low becomes more significant in nature, it's strong enough. The fronts can't take it anymore. They leave our little lobes behind. And at this point, the low gets used to intensify. As again, even without the support of the system, without the support of the warm, cold, or occluded front, it's still significant enough to bring some crazy weather. As let's say it's on the northeast, this now will bring stuff like heavy snow and rain, and even the potential for nor'easters if it's along the east coast. And unfortunately, at this point, this is where our bomb cyclone is born, and this is where it becomes pretty crazy from here.
Thank you so much, Eric. Definitely some interesting information there. Now, some firefighters in California made a difference for one family. That is a family of owls. Check out these pictures of a California firefighter holding a baby owl. The owl got separated from its mom after it fell from its nest on top of a house in Woodland Hills, California. The people who live in the house found the bird. The Los Angeles Fire Department helped collect it and return it to its nest. Now the mama owl and her 3 little ones are back together again.
And a new arrival will be coming this summer at the Cincinnati Zoo. Another baby. Officials there announced that Bibi the hippo is pregnant. Bibi is the mother of Fiona, the zoo's international social media star. In a post on Twitter, they announced that Fiona would be a big sister this summer. That's when the baby is expected to arrive. Scientists from the Center of Conservation and Research of Endangered Wildlife are keeping close watch on Bibi to make sure she stays healthy throughout her pregnancy.
And now we're going to go ahead and take a final look at weather. Ryan, what do you have for us?
Well, we're definitely pregnant with sunshine over the next few hours as we work our way through today. Today, really, and maybe even Sunday. I've got even maybe a Tuesday for a pick day. But we're definitely going to sandwich in some of those shower chances, especially as we work our way into Monday and even into the middle of the next week as we work another system through the area. So some good days, sprinkled in with the bad, and I think we should eke out a very happy Easter, everybody.
I'm looking forward to some sunshine. Thank you, Ryan.
Definitely, same.
That's all for Cardinal weather for this morning. Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you again next Friday. Have a great rest of your day and a fantastic weekend.
Everybody.